start every podcast with you stretching? Like the sound of your stretching?
Is that usually how it goes?
Yeah. It's like,
I don't know.
Oh, all right, everybody else, welcome to the Choreography podcast. My name is Gabrielle.
See, I don't necessarily feel like that's
how
true.
Every single episode starts. Since the beginning of this channel.
Yeah, that's going to be my trademark. That's going to be like my Pharrell Williams.
All right, everybody.
That's going to be like my Pharrell Williams triple sting. It's just going to be like
everybody,
every single podcast I start. It's just going to be like,
I think that we should start now.
or like a yawn. Just like,
yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway, welcome to the Chill Spot podcast for realsies.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make, Sam.
We're going to start off real deep.
It's not easy for me to admit this.
Okay.
And it's something
Cameron, I am your partner.
Yeah.
Okay? We're in this together. You can always tell me anything.
Okay.
And our hundreds of listeners.
I'm just really... I've been eating Subway again, Sam.
Vindication! Can we... Oh my God.
We can actually go into this.
Since the beginning of our relationship, you have been such a dick about Subway.
I still don't like Subway.
And your ass has been eating Subway, like, more than somebody who says that they don't like Subway, and more than somebody who says, yeah, I don't like Subway, but it's better than the other crap that's available in the area right now.
I mean, that's not true at all. I've had Subway maybe...
You've had it like four times.
Maybe 4 times.
In like 2 weeks.
In like a month.
That's like twice a week. That's a lot.
4 times a month?
For Subway?
4 times in 1 month? That's once a week.
That's a lot for one... No. That's a lot.
It's not. Once a week? Lot. Anyway, let me finish. So
I would look at someone... If somebody said that they went to McDonald's once a week, I would say that's a lot.
Anyway, so the reason why I started eating Subway again is because when I either forget to bring a lunch to work or I just don't have lunch at work and I don't want to go to fucking Tim Hortons, come back and have molten lava poops for the rest of the fucking year.
Yeah.
I started going to Subway because I remember that back in high school, I used to eat Subway, the Subway clubs, which is like the turkey breast and like the ham and the roast beef with like some lettuce and onions and mustard or something.
Yeah.
Well, that was back. I was on a strict diet called isogenics back in high school, so I had to really adhere to that.
Yeah.
It was on like brown bread and like honey mustard. Like the sweetest thing in the sandwich was the honey mustard.
Yeah.
And like that's miserable in my opinion. So
you don't like honey mustard?
No, just like the fact that I had used to eat like that.
Oh, okay.
The fact I used to have to like. Sam,
it was a miserable diet.
I would have spinach salads with lemon juice as a dressing.
Ugh.
That's the only. That's
so gross.
About as much fun as I was allowed to have on this diet.
That's so gross.
Regardless, so I was tired of feeling like shit all the time after I would like forget to bring a lunch to work or like not make one. So I'm like, there's a Subway down there. I can go back to getting Subway clubs. I get them on like their Italian herbs, sandwiches, breads. And then I get like the sub sauce because it's just like an oil essentially.
Yeah.
And I've just been strictly eating those. But I had a funny experience yesterday where I was like, maybe I'm being too hard on Subway. You know, like I walk into the store and it's exactly the same as I remember it when I was in high school. Yeah. Just like nothing has changed.
No, nothing.
If anything, it's actually gotten grosser.
It's weird because they changed their logo a little bit.
Yeah, now it's like bold
and
now.
Their cups are like green all over and
stuff.
And
they do coffee and mac and cheese and paninis.
Which looks gross even on the poster.
It looks bad. So I was looking at, it was Wednesday, and Wednesday, it's the sub of the day is sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Yeah.
So I was in the Subway and I was hungry. Like I've been like, hadn't had a break yet today. So I was like very like.
Starving.
Like, you know when you go like starve crazy a little bit?
Well, your boss held out on your break because she was doing interviews, right?
She can't help that. You know? That's
But regardless, you got your break later then.
Yeah.
And your schedule was like, I want food now!
And I was looking at the sub of the day and it was sweet onion chicken teriyaki and I was like, you know, I used to love these in high school. Maybe I'll get one for old time's sake. I was like, excuse me, miss, like, could I get a foot-long sweet onion chicken teriyaki on Italian herbs and cheese? And she was like, okay. Like, this like super miserable Subway worker.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the picture and I panned down to like the bucket of like sauced sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Yeah. I swear to God, I went, on second thought, I'm just going to get a Subway club. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather eat like shitty cold meat than whatever this is.
Yeah, I don't get too fancy with my Subway subs.
Because you shouldn't.
Yeah, I pretty much just do. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to like a meatball sub.
The meatball subs, The
meatball subs are pretty good. The pizza subs are good too.
See, I can't do the salami.
Okay.
I tried it when I first started eating Subway again, and it gave me a bellyache.
No, it's not real. It looks like Genoa salami, but it's not.
I took a bite and I was like, is this powder? I feel like I'm eating powder.
Yeah, but I love their cold cut combo. That's like my go-to.
Yeah. I mean, how you fuck up cold cuts? It's like mortadella and like mortadella with the world's biggest air quotes and ham.
Yeah.
And then I usually just get like lettuce, onions, tomatoes. That's it. And maybe some green peppers if I feel spicy.
I usually do cold cut
Coca Cabana.
I do the cold cut
combo.
No, did you switch to Kokomo Bay in the middle of
No, I said I was like, I get the cold cut.
Oh,
cold cut combo.
No, I get the cold cut combo with lettuce, cucumbers, olives, and then I sauce it up hard. Like I get like mayo, hot sauce, sometimes Subway sauce, depending on how I'm feeling.
Feeling
like,
a little spicy?
Yeah, it just depends on the day. And then maybe like a honey mustard if I'm really into it. Sometimes I try and lay out the sauce and I'll just stick to like mayo and hot sauce, but like...
I used to honestly, Sam, like back in high school, like this proves to me that like I legitimately did not know how to eat in high school.
Yeah.
Because in high school, before I was on this diet, when I used to go Subway, I used to get like sauce. I used to get like mayo, chipotle mayo, ranch, all on the same sandwich. It's like, that's not food.
No.
You're eating sauce.
You're eating sauce.
It's
also,
disgusting.
you don't need mayo and chipotle mayo on the same, like just
choose one.
Choose one.
Cameron.
No, I've made that mistake too sometimes where like I just get really into the names. I'm like, oh, I like mayo and chipotle mayo. I like mayonnaise and I like chipotle, so let's do mayonnaise and chipotle mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Then I'm like not realizing that I'm putting two different kinds of mayonnaise on my sandwich.
Double the mayo.
I wouldn't do that if I was making it for myself at home, and then I eat it and I wonder why all the toppings are sliding off. It's because they're drowned in sauce. Because you're just drowned in sauce.
Every time I have Subway, though, I have to admit, like, I'm taking a bite, I'm like, yeah, it's not like it tastes bad, but I wish I was eating Jersey Mike's. It always comes back to Jersey Mike's.
It's really hard to go back once you've had Jersey Mike's. It really ruins you for sub sandwiches.
I would love at least one person from America to listen to this podcast and be like, Jersey Mike's? Like, that's not even
it's not even the good sub place.
That's what it is in Canada.
Yeah, we are truly starved up
Subway, Mr. Sub, or Jersey Mike's. There's one Jersey Mike's. I say this all the time. It's in Kitchener.
Like, I don't know if you're in like the backwoods of Alberta, maybe you get a Quiznos.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Quiznos in a long time.
I might have the full day off on Sat. What are you doing Saturday? You're working this Saturday, right?
Yeah, I work on Saturday.
God, I might drive to Kitchener and get Jersey Mike's and then come back.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pop in and visit Mom if she's around.
Well, you're free now because your parents are back from Australia.
That's right. My parents are back from their month and a half long excursion.
And not worry about the dog like having a shit fit.
I know. Well, I felt bad before because, you know, I have a really tiny dog, as you guys all know. She's
tiny and really old.
Yeah, so she's 15, so she's like 105 in human years.
Yeah.
So she's just she's got anxiety, I think. She's got like separation issues.
She really does.
So I don't like leaving her alone for too long. Like even like, but what was great about having my parents gone is that my friends wanted to hang out. I'd be like, yo, let's go to house or Redacted's house. I'll have to bleep that out. I'll be like, no, come over here because like we have this free house.
Yeah,
we can drink and carry on.
There's no parents around.
And yell as loud as you want.
It was like having your own place. Which, goddamn,
it was nice.
Motherfuck.
I can't believe it's over. Like,
yeah, me neither.
It really went by quickly.
Yeah, I hear your mom walking around upstairs, and I'm like, wow. It feels like we just blipped.
We're back again.
Like we just time warped, and like, you know, like it's just they're back.
Yeah.
It's like no time has passed at all.
No, I'd love to go to Australia someday. But I'd want to avoid all the dangerous animals.
Yeah, I would stick to cities.
You know?
Yeah.
Go to Melbourne. Or
Fenwick.
Brisbane. Is it Brisbane?
Brisbane.
I would love for the one Australian person I know to listen to this and be like, you guys are fucked.
Yeah. What I didn't know is that there was so much contention. Like I figured Australia and New Zealand were like Canada and America.
Okay.
In the sense that they were culturally similar and constantly compared to each other by the rest of the world.
Like very close together and stuff.
But still different. Different life experiences. But I didn't realize like how
Contentious?
I don't know if it was like contention between the two. Like actually, maybe your friend Bill was just joking, but like
It probably was.
because I have a friend named Dave who lives in Australia but was born in New Zealand. And has lived in Australia probably longer than he's lived in New Zealand at this point. And I was like, oh yeah, like my friend Dave was like telling me all about like Aussie slang and like see around like a ristle and stuff like that. And he like told me what a ristle was. And Bill was like, oh yeah, where's he from? I was like, oh, he lives just outside of Sydney, but he was born in New Zealand. He was like, oh, he's a fucking Kiwi then.
Yeah, fucking Kiwi.
He's just a fucking Kiwi.
Where does Kiwi come in for New Zealand?
Idea. I think a big export of theirs is Kiwis.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm curious about this. I'm actually curious about the etymology of it.
Yeah.
Because he was really like, he's a fucking Kiwi.
Yeah. he was also
Kiwi,
having a good time.
Oh yeah,
so,
he was fucking,
partying.
Partying.
He was partying. So like everything's a little bit hyperbolized, but yeah, I would really like to look into that more. Is like, do Australians and New Zealanders, like, was there a war or something? Like what?
I am. This is the worst sentence I've ever typed. Why do people from New Zealand are called Kiwi? We're fucking caveman.
Why are they, when they do that from there, call them that?
Oh, here we go. This is from the Wikipedia article. Kiwi in brackets people.
Yeah.
Kiwi is the nickname used internationally for people from New Zealand, as well as being relatively common self-reference. Unlike many demographic labels, its usage is not considered offensive. Rather, it is generally viewed as a symbol of pride and endearment for the people of New Zealand. Learn something new.
Okay.
The name derives from the kiwi, a native flightless bird, which is a national symbol of New Zealand.
I forgot it's also an animal.
Until the First World War, the kiwi, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that was working. It comes from the bird.
Okay.
I don't think I know what a... Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, they are cute.
Oh, he's just a little boy.
Yeah, they kind of remind me, like, I feel like they could have been inspirations. I mean, I guess like Dodo the Pokemon was inspired by dodo birds, but like kiwis kind of look like dodos.
Dodos, yeah,
like
a little bit.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Dodo the Pokemon?
Yeah, the little bird, or was it
Dudo?
Dudo?
Are you talking about the one with two heads?
Yeah.
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 It's pronounced like Dodo, Dudo. Yeah.
Yeah, Dudo. Whatever.
I was about to say, there's a Dodo Pokemon. Like,
it's spelled like Duo.
Yeah,
I used to say Duo.
I think that's actually how it's pronounced. It's Duo.
Yeah.
Because the other one's called Duo Trio. The one that evolves into.
With the 3 heads.
Could you imagine having 2 heads and then growing up and getting a 3rd head? Like, do you think the 2 heads would have a better relationship first, then with the new head?
Yeah.
Do you think they look at each other?
Maybe they do the thing where like they accept the 3rd head, like, you know, like they love the 3rd head, but like, you know who is always really here. Like, they're the OGs.
These 2 are brothers, but the 3rd head is
we like you.
3rd head is like a cousin.
But we were always here.
Yeah,
so we just like, you know, and then like every once in a while they'll be like, oh my God, remember that time that we went to Big Sur and the 3rd head is like, no, I don't think I remember that time. And they're like, oh, right, you weren't there for that. And then they continue to have an hour and 45-minute conversation, completely leaving out the 3rd head.
Or like the 3rd head wakes up one day and sees that the other 2 head have gotten like matching tattoos that say like brothers for life on like their necks. And it's like, why did you guys ask me?
We're also siblings too. And they're like, but like,
you know, like,
we were here, like, we've been through so much together, so we just wanted to, like, don't take offense. No, like, don't be...
Please.
We love you.
Of course we love you.
And we can get, like, a different tattoo, and then they spend a while, like, planning out. They're like, we'll get...
next tattoo.
We'll get a tattoo that says, like, brothers for life, and the E is replaced with a 3 instead. And then they never happens.
That's what I feel like when I see people I used to know in high school or whatever. I'd be like, man, we should hang out sometime. Like, that's just me being like, I want this conversation to be over.
Yeah. I really appreciate people who understand that that's not an actual invitation to like hang out. No. It's just a nice thing to say.
It's a nicety.
Yeah.
It's literally what it is.
It's really just a nicety. And like, I hate it when people are like, no, we're going to actually plan out a time to hang out. This has been great. And it's like, can you actually see us sitting in a coffee shop for like 4 hours and having a conversation? No. We had a nice little catch up. I'm genuinely happy that you're doing well. Mm-hmm. We don't have to hang out.
Send me some memes or something, dude.
We were accomplices at best in high school.
Yeah.
And I think you're a good person.
Yeah.
But like, we're not friends.
Well, that's just it. I will say though, if I ever say to someone like, "Oh, we should hang out. It was great. See you later," and then they were to follow up and like plan, I don't think I'd be rude about it. I don't think I'd be like, "No." I'd probably do it once.
Yeah.
And then be like, and then judge from there. Like, hey, if this was positive, maybe we will start hanging out.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't, then like, well, this was fun, but
whatever. It's nice running into you.
yeah, but you should go back to your life.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to my life.
Yeah.
And I'll send you a meme or something later. Yeah. That's how my friendships work. That's how my closest friendships work.
Yeah.
In my group chat.
Yeah.
It's like plans to organize stuff and then memes. That's just it. That's the two things that happen in my group chat.
Yeah.
And then every now and then someone will post an article and be like, "Yo, this is fucked." And we're all like, "That is fucked."
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. So how's your week been, Cam?
How has my week been? I did a lot of work. I mean, the Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening came out.
Yep, you've
I've
been
playing that a lot.
Yep,
and I
you're
love
almost
it.
done.
I am almost done. I'm on the second last dungeon. It's a short game, but it's one of those games where it's like, yeah, it's short, and yeah, it probably shouldn't have been $90, but in my opinion,
That was $90?
of course, it's a full price game.
Jesus Christ.
But okay, hear me out. So, I think it is worth $90 personally.
Okay.
Because the joy that it's given me for the past week is unparalleled in my opinion.
Okay.
So I also didn't pay full price for it because I traded stuff in because I'm not a mook.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if that's racist or anything. But where does mook come from?
I don't know. I'll look it up this time.
Okay, you look it up.
Keep talking
I'll
about
keep
your
talking.
experience with Link's Awakening, though.
Link's Awakening has been really, really great. It's a super faithful adaptation of the original game.
Yeah.
Which I grew up with the Oracle series, so there's 3 Game Boy Color Legend of Zelda games. There's Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and then there's Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. They released it kind of like Pokemon, like 2 versions.
Yeah.
But the difference with Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons is that they're 2 completely different games. But something...
The origin of mook is uncertain.
Cool.
But it just means a stupid or incompetent person.
Awesome.
So
I used it correctly?
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew, Nelly.
Whew.
I don't want to have to release like an iPhone
apology.
notepad.
Yeah, an iOS press release.
Yeah, that's what it's called. iOS press.
Yeah.
But Link's Awakening has been amazing. I really think anyone who likes these games should check it out. I've discovered while playing this that I like 2D Zeldas a lot more than 3D Zeldas. Awesome. Which isn't to say that 3D Zeldas are bad. Like Breath of the Wild is amazing, and so is like Wind Waker and all these other games. But like I don't know, man. Like, you'll see, we're doing a playthrough of Link's Awakening because obviously...
Yeah, so you'll see it.
I mean, you guys will see it at home, and something I'm really excited for you to see, Sam, and I mentioned this in the playthrough, is that the way the game is designed and its open world, quote-unquote open world, is that the open world essentially splinters out from a center point, from the town, and you get to explore further and further, but the more items you get. But something I really like about that is that you as the player can, like, walk around the world and see, like, a bunch of pits that you can't get over and think, like, oh, like, what's this all about? Like, I don't know. And then you're in a dungeon, you get an item that lets you, like, traverse pits. And you're like, oh, shit. I bet if I go back to that point in the open world, I can find something new.
Right.
And the game is really clever about that.
The game is just really well expanded like that.
And I can already tell that I'm going to play this game, like, 40,000 times.
Well, then, yeah, if you're going to play it a lot, then fine, like...
Fucking...
Pay $90
$90,
for it,
absolutely.
Even though you didn't, but like,
yeah,
yeah. If you are a fan of the original Link's Awakening, you're going... It is a worthy... remaster
Definitely.
of a legendary game, and
Definitely.
people like you who love this game will play it a lot.
Absolutely. I'm gonna play it probably like it'd be one of these like once a year games for me for sure.
Yeah.
I also don't like the idea of like a game's worth is directly tied to the length of its content. Like I don't think that makes any sense. You know, like the idea of like, oh, I bought Persona 5 not because I thought it looked cool, but because it's 100 hours. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how do you rectify that?
Well, no, because I feel like there are a lot of games that are 100 hours, but are different genres. So if you like first-person shooters, but you buy like a game with turn-based combat like Persona 5, it doesn't matter that it's 100 hours. It's not the kind of game that you like.
Definitely.
So that's sort of not really... Unless you really are like an all-about games person like you are, and like... You know that you're just into games and like...
I like playing games.
Your interest, you know, sort of like transverses genres. Like, by all means, go ahead and buy a game based on like length and stuff like that. But like, know what you like.
Yeah.
And if you don't like something like Persona 5, which is like a fantastical turn-based combat,
so good.
Dungeon crawler, then like...
So good.
Then...
Such a fantastic game.
You're not gonna... I gotta finish it still.
It's still at your house, right? Is my copy still at your house?
Yeah, and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, well, whatever.
If you come to my house to get Jersey Mike's, you should peer pressure me into playing video games because I'm really bad about it.
That's why I mean,
I feel kind of bad because I gave you a hard time about like not watching movies and TV shows last week, but like I really don't play video games. You probably watch more movies and TV per month than I play video games.
No, but at the same time, I understand.
Last time I used my PS4 was to watch Golden Girls on DVD.
Like as someone who
as
someone who plays a lot of games, I understand where it's hard to find the time because as you've so kindly pointed out last week, I don't watch movies or TV really ever.
Yeah.
Because I'm always playing games.
Yeah.
But that's where
I'm always watching TV though.
But I do think that if you were to break it down, like the feeling we get from you watching TV and me playing games is probably the same feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. If you don't have time to play games, I understand because games are also involved. You have to play them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like TV, which okay, this is gonna sound like a slight, but it's not. I promise you. But TV, you're just sitting there, like you're watching it. It's a passive experience in terms of literally doing something.
Yeah.
Whereas a game, you have to play it. Like you have to be involved. You have to think.
I disagree with the notion that I see where you're coming from, and I don't take it as a slight.
And I don't mean that in a negative way.
Because I know that you know that when I watch TV, it's not passive for me. I'm constantly thinking about what I'm watching, what I'm experiencing.
I meant in a literal sense.
Yeah, like I guess most people, like your mom, for example, like she loves watching Friends. She just loves it because she can, and I literally quote, turn her brain off and just watch a bunch of people be stupid for like 21 minutes.
And she does that because she's on for the other 75% of the day.
Exactly.
And just needs to be off for a bit.
Exactly. Whereas like I want to make TV and film my life.
Definitely.
So when I watch TV and movies, I watch it in an entirely different way. So like, you know, like this past season of Glow has been just like amazing for me because it's really Glow. Everybody should watch Glow.
Glow is really great.
I feel like not enough people are watching Glow, even though it's gotten everything that it's ever asked for from Netflix. You know, like it's on its fourth season now. They still have to film it, but like they just got renewed for a fourth season. It's going to be its final season. You know, the showrunners decided that.
Yeah.
And everything has been on their own terms. I still think not enough people watch Glow.
I do think Glow is a little underrated. I mean, I think that. How can I say this? It's something I really like.
I don't know. People just don't rave about it the same way that they rave about other Netflix shows, I feel. Like, people go on and on and on and on and on about, like, Stranger Things. And deservedly so. Stranger Things is amazing.
Yeah, really good.
But I just think that Glow deserves that much praise. You know, I think Glow deserves that much attention.
It's a wonderful story, and it's well acted. It's got a bunch of compelling characters.
It's an excellent lesson in storytelling. Like the storytelling in and of itself is amazing. If you want to study like really cool plot structure and character development,
that's a big one.
Oh my god.
We can talk about like little minor spoilers for the first season of Glow.
Yeah.
When we started watching Glow together, Sam put it on when I was there because I
was like, you're gonna watch this fucking show. This show is so good.
And I'm in the corner like, please. So she put it on, and it has Alison Brie in it, who is a great actor, super awesome. She's in a bunch of shit.
Mad Men, Community, like
she was in.
She was in The Disaster Artist with James Franco.
She was also in Community. Did you say Community?
I said Community.
Okay, you said, but no, she was in a movie. I'm not gonna remember what the fuck it was called. Yeah. She played someone's daughter in a movie, and it was like when she like showed up, I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Alison Brie.
Yeah, she's a fantastic actress. Too.
Alison Brie's character in Glow fucks her best friend's husband after a series of poor decisions. Yeah, which then splinters out for what I would imagine is like the rest of the series, pretty much in terms of their two characters' relationships, based on season 1 and season 2.
Does it?
Maybe things change in season 3. I haven't seen it yet, but. The thing that got me was in the first couple episodes of season 1, sprinkling in some intrigue. The thing that got me in season 1 was that I didn't agree with the plight of Alison Brie's character. Of like, so I'll put it into a sentence, and then you can fill in holes. Yeah. Alison Brie's character wants to be an actor. She wants to be an actor. Yeah. So she's down on her luck. She can't get anything. She can't get any jobs. So she falls into this women's wrestling league, Glow. Yeah. And then the whole first half of the first season, she's a total snob about it. Like, she, like, really wants this to be, like, an acting thing. And she keeps... Right. She refuses to go with the flow. And then blonde best friend lady who also
Debbie
ends up in Glow as well.
Yeah.
She also gives her a lot of shit
Yeah.
for fucking her husband and
Yeah.
breaking up their being the final
breaking
straw.
up their family.
Breaking up the family.
Because she had just given birth. She has a newborn. Like Debbie's character
Yeah.
has a newborn.
And I was like,
she just broke up their family.
you're absolutely right to feel that way.
Yeah.
This bitch
Yeah.
fucked your best friend,
Yeah.
and now you don't have a family anymore.
Yeah.
And for the first half of the season, I was like, I don't really like her. She's got a shitty personality, and she's
Yeah.
clearly not a great person.
Yeah.
But then things turn around. You start to see that, like, after some time passes by, like, what's Alison Brie's character's name? Ruth starts to get more into the swing of things. She starts to see that, oh, I was behaving like an asshat in terms of trying to make Glow work.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the flow.
Yeah.
The Glow flow. And
There's almost like a bottle episode where, like, no spoilers, but like they're stuck at a hospital for some reason.
Yes.
I won't reveal the reason, but they're stuck at the entire cast of Glow, including the director Sam and the producer Bash, are stuck at a hospital.
Oh, Bash! I forgot his fucking name was Bash.
In
That's a great character.
In season 3, I love his character development in Glow. I mean, like, he's a little insufferable.
Because he's a dickhead.
He's so layered. And I
Right.
mean, like, not that there's a lack of layered male characters in television right now, but
it's nice to see that while the women characters get tons of layer, that they're not skipping out.
Yeah.
You know, that everybody gets layers.
Just, again, character development. It's so good in this show. So they're stuck in a hospital, and, like, Debbie and Ruth get to hash some stuff out, and it is so, like, I have not seen two women talk to each other like that. Like, not only does it break the Bechdel test, but it's just really, really cool to see women talking to each other in that way, like having an argument like adults. You know,
and they hash it out.
They hash it out. They're passionate. They're mad at each other, but it's like an adult argument between two adult women, talking about very real. They've both, and at that point, they had both been hurt. You know, like, you made this comment. You were like, "Well, how long realistically is Debbie going to hold this over? They're stuck on this project together. How long is Debbie going to make Ruth's life hell?
Yeah,
you know, like, you deserve to make her life a little bit hell in the beginning, but how long are you going to make her pay for this?"
And no spoilers, of course, but there is also a specific set of truths that Debbie, as a character, conveniently likes to forget when she's loading over Ruth with her opinions and shit. And
it's just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's so good to watch.
It's really easy to consume.
Gripping.
It's like half-an-hour episodes, right?
Yeah, and it's one of those shows that genuinely, like, I tried to do the thing where I was like, oh, maybe I'll just float in and out of this, and, like, I'll play, like, Gardenscapes while I watch TV and just, you know, like, turn my brain off and relax.
Yeah.
And then I would like listen while I was playing my game, and I would look up at the TV, and I would, like, put my phone down, like, subconsciously after a while, like, just kind of absent-mindedly.
Just genuinely enjoy.
And I was like,
what's in front of you.
I'm so into this show.
Well, in the first episode,
I love Glow.
The first, and this is not a spoiler, but in the first episode, there's that moment where Ruth and Debbie have, like, a real fight, but it happened like a fist fight, like, happens to be in the ring,
like an argument,
and the director, who's like, this is all bullshit, fuck all this is dumb, sees them fighting, and it, like, transforms into like that dream sequence of, like, them being in full costume and, like, with the rock music and shit, and I was like, that was really cool.
Yeah, really great editing.
I really hope that they do more of that, and they don't, but they make up for it with other stuff.
God, in the fight choreo, I think.
Whoops.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the fight choreographer for Glow won an Emmy this year, like at the most recent Emmys.
I think he did. You can fact check that.
I think they did.
Yeah.
I think they were sad that the wardrobe team didn't win an Emmy because they were also nominated,
because the
which
costume
is too bad.
Great too.
Because the costumes are also fantastic. It's just a really, really well put together show all around. Like, the team on this show, behind the scenes and, like, on the scene,
and all of the Alison Brie is very vocal about how all of the wrestling is real.
Yeah.
Like, they learn it, and...
Well, I mean, like, wrestling... Okay, so Glow, to put it into perspective, the way, like, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, who were a real wrestling team at one point. Like, this 70s, show is loosely based on a real show that existed at one point in time. WWE wrestling is stage combat.
100%.
So...
Excuse me, Jesus
It's
Christ,
it's sort of like an Inception sort of thing, where it's like... it's a show about ladies learning how to do stage combat, but they're using real stage combat to do the stage combat that's fictional on the show. Like, you know,
it's kind of cyclical. Yeah,
it's kind of cyclical. But yeah, I think that
and Alison Brie is so jacked.
They all are.
Really strong.
Even Debbie, to be perfectly honest, is jacked.
Fucking
like
Debbie.
It's really, really great.
So did Buddy Boy win an Emmy?
I'm trying to find out right now. God, Alison Brie posts a lot.
Just Google Emmy Award winner.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chill Spot Google segment.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Google. Google.
Emmy Award for fight choreo.
Can't you? It's fine. I was gonna be like, you should just Google the winners of the Emmys this year.
Yeah.
That's what I do whenever someone's like, who won that one year? I'll be like, Oscar winners 2017, and just scroll through the list.
Yeah. I'm gonna look this up later and we'll fact check it later.
Sure.
This is turning out. I need to reword some stuff and think about some stuff, and I can't think about it while I'm like recording. But I think that the fight choreographer for Glow won some kind of award. And if the fight choreo on Glow is great.
Great, yeah, totally. I mean, they even have like I don't remember her character's name, but she's kind of like, she's supposed to be like in the real life. There's like Big Kahuna, who is like the Hawaiian wrestler.
Oh shit, I forget her name. Her wrestling name is.
Well, Sam is thinking about this. There's actually a documentary about the real ladies of Glow on Netflix that everyone should check out. It was a really great documentary.
It's really, really great. It's something Mayan themed.
Regardless, this woman comes from a line of professional wrestlers in the show who are all like male professional wrestlers and like very popular and stuff.
Yeah, and she was treated as like the dainty daughter, even though she wrestled with her brothers all the time. They were like, "No, my daughter's never gonna go. My sister's never gonna go into wrestling."
But they have a cool arc too. They kind of end up coming around near the end.
Yeah.
And they get to learn some really cool tips, and like I really seeing the deconstruction of professional, which is my point. Seeing the deconstruction of professional wrestling is really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Stage combat as a whole is fascinating to me, but seeing it on such a performative stage at such perilous stakes, because you really could hurt yourself.
And that's a really great segue, because the other thing that I love about Glow is that as somebody who is interested in film and television and the acting world in film and television, but also has theater experience, because spoiler alert, like Glow goes from being a live show to a TV show to a live show in Vegas, like a stage show.
That must be season 3 then.
Season 3, so the end of season 2 is them like finding out that they got a show in Vegas, and then season 3 takes place in Vegas.
I'll put a general spoiler warning at the start of this. Yeah. For Glow.
Yeah.
In the description.
But, as someone who has experience and like wants to experience those industries, it's a really great show about acting.
Definitely.
And not just like the craft of acting.
No, 100%.
Like Ruth isn't the only one who takes like acting classes, and they talk about character development, and you see Ruth develop her character Zoya.
It's kind of funny how
how it happens.
Is. There's great character development on top of the narrative surrounding characters developing. Like fictional characters developing within the show.
It's also a show about show business, and I feel like the way that it depicts the work that actors do is really accurate. It's the kind of work that we had to do when we were in school and we were in shows and stuff like that.
A lot of nose grinding work and stuff. Lots of practice,
and
lots of failure.
It gives me hope as an aspiring actor, and it also is very relatable and like comforts me in a way about like the trials and tribulations of being an actor. Yeah.
That's what. No, yeah, I really do like Glow.
I really, really, really love Glow.
I'm really happy. I know you weren't stoked that the final season is going to be the last season, but I'm really happy that to see a show begin and end on the terms of the writers.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a very positive thing.
And you know what? I think when I love a show, you of course want it to go on forever.
But when shows go on forever, they get bad.
But I think that realistically speaking, with the standard North American storyline, like story plot, with like, you know, like innocent character starts out and then they find something that they care about, and then they face a problem, and then there's a climax, and then there's a denouement. Sorry, I hit the mic. Denouement and like a happy ending. I think that in the format of a television show, you really only can get like 4 good seasons tops out of it. You know, I think most North American TV shows have 4 good seasons tops, or less sometimes.
Sometimes less, yeah.
Sometimes the 4th season is too much.
Well, I mean, it's like another show that's going through that, kind of segue to a different show, is I think BoJack Horseman. So we were talking about, I don't know if we talked about this on mic, but we were talking about the new Aladdin remake before we started recording.
Yeah.
And how you enjoyed it.
I think I mentioned it a little bit in the Link's Awakening playthrough too.
Right. So long story short, I don't need to go into the whole fucking thing because no one wants to hear it. Long story short, they make these live action Disney remakes, and people, the Disney hive mind is like, these movies are better than the original because they're live action.
Yeah.
That's all bullshit. Whatever.
Yeah.
Bojack Horseman is a great example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which, like, Bojack Horseman is fully animated. It's got really beautiful animation and very nice character design.
Yeah.
And it's got wonderful writing and adult themes.
Yeah.
And it's not a show that just says fuck a lot like
great
Family Guy.
voice acting.
Great voice act. I think Will Arnett should win an Emmy.
Yeah.
If he hasn't already.
Yeah. I think her name's Amy Sedaris, who voices Princess Carolyn. I think she should get an Emmy as well.
They're both fantastic. So
Yeah.
if you haven't watched BoJack, you should watch it. The first half of the first season is rocky. It gets better in the second half, and then season 2 onward is gold in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really great TV.
Yeah.
However, their next season will be their 6th season, and I really hope it's the last one.
Yeah.
Because how many fucking times can this guy fuck up?
Yeah.
How many times can he be miserable for this
do
long?
literally the worst things to his loved ones.
And you've seen
have
the most
them
recent
stick
season,
around,
right?
yes.
So I'm going to be adamant about not spoiling BoJack.
Yeah.
But what happens in the 5th season? Like, every season, BoJack does something worse than the last.
Like, incomprehensible.
And you really have to be like, oh my god,
unforgivable,
like
disgusting,
like despicable acts.
Yeah.
You're like, and it's amazing how the show tops itself, in my opinion. Like, it's really what happened in the 5th season, especially, was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, there, even the BoJack, the character himself, was like, oh, this is too far.
Yes.
Like, I
Yeah.
went way too far.
Yeah, something
and it's a
happened to me.
fantastic show.
Yeah.
You should go home and watch BoJack right now.
And Glow.
But you have yourself a double feature.
Yeah.
You watch the first episode of Glow and then the first episode of BoJack.
Actually, you know what? If you want to, like, if you're not a comedy person, but like you want something that'll like make you feel better after you watch BoJack, which always puts you in a bad mood, like, watch Glow.
Yeah. No.
Glow, and that's the thing. That's the other thing about Glow is that Glow, it's truly a dramedy. Like, it's funny enough that, like, it you don't feel like crap after an episode.
Yeah.
But it's really well written, and it's not like laugh after laugh after. It's not silly.
Yeah, it doesn't. How can I say it? It's not stretching to make you laugh.
Yeah.
The jokes land where they land, and more often than not, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, I very rarely like.
funny.
There's nothing I hate more than like I watch like. What's a good example? Nothing's coming to mind. But you watch like a show.
Just like yucks and yucks and yucks.
You watch a
and
show
yucks.
that is a quote unquote. Fine. Here's an example of a show that I like. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a show that I love. It's a sitcom in the true definition of the word. It's a sitcom. But the way sitcoms are written is essentially every line has to either be a joke or lead up to a joke. A lot of them land, most of them don't. Because that's why I think the formula works. Like, I don't understand how they write that way. Like, from a writer's perspective, like, am I supposed to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine and start laughing from beginning to end, like, for 25 minutes straight?
Yeah.
You know, like, there's a lot of
Like,
jokes
until
that,
my
like,
cheeks fucking hurt.
there's a lot of lines that get said in Brooklyn Nine-Nine that I think are funny. Like, I'll say that to myself. I'm like, oops,
Yeah.
sorry. I'll say that to myself where it's like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, laughing.
Yeah, like ha 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 ha.
But then there's some jokes that fucking kill me,
Yeah.
right? There's especially surrounding Boyle. I think that Charles Boyle is probably one of the funnier characters
I
on
think
the
Joe
show.
Trulio is a great comedic actor.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, he just showed up in Hitch, which was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
See him with long hair.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was so crazy. I lost my fucking mind. was
I
so
would love to
happy him.
meet Joe Trujillo and have him be like, hey man, I'm such a big fan. I loved you in Hitch. Like, I really hope that he would be like, oh, fine, I was in Hitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I did other things too.
That was a pretty good movie, Hitch.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. No.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I ended up enjoying it.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those romantic comedies that, like, and we talk about this on like an upcoming project, so stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those crossover rom-coms that.
What are you doing?
I'm picking Apollo hair off of my leggings because it's everywhere.
Right.
It's one of those rom-coms that crosses over, and even if you don't like rom-coms normally, you like Hitch.
Yeah.
Like, it's a funny enough movie. It leans more heavily on the com than the rom.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
other
And the
people like
com
it.
works better than the rom, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's it.
I think everybody in that movie had really good chemistry.
Absolutely. I think the pairing that you get at the end of the movie ends up making sense.
Yeah.
Who's the Will Smith character's love interest, actress's name?
Ava Mendes.
I was gonna say Eva Longoria. I was like, that's not right.
No, different Eva.
Ava Mendes. So, I'm gonna, like Sam said, we have something in the tube, and there's more of that. But one of my favorite things about Hitch was Ava Mendes' character like shows up, and she's supposed to be this like, she's like a tabloid writer, and she lives in fucking New York, and like it's really great. So she walks into her office wearing a blazer and an AC/DC shirt, and immediately I was like, this girl's cool. She's cool, right? She's gotta be.
She understands business casual, but she also, her favorite album is The Razor's Edge.
And they're like, hey, Eva Mendes, what's your favorite AC/DC album? It's like, Black Ice. And it's like, oh, you're a fake fan. Fuck you. No one liked Black Ice. Angus Young didn't like Black Ice. Oh, lordy.
Oh, man. I've never listened to any AC/DC album other than The Razor's Edge.
I went to go see them in concert.
I know you did.
With my father.
Yeah.
And it was a bitchin' concert. I must admit.
It was dope.
I have fun. Really
you saw them at the Molson Amphitheater?
No, it was on ACC.
So the Budweiser stage.
Yeah, no, the ACC, but it wasn't. It was called the Sky Dome at the time. No. Am I going crazy? ACC.
ACC is currently called the Rogers.
The Rogers Center. Yeah.
But it would have been the ACC when you saw it.
Okay, so I went to the ACC, is a stadium in Toronto, and was really cool because
the Sky Dome is the Rogers Center now. So what is the ACC? It's the Rogers something.
I thought are those not the same stadiums? Am I going fucking crazy?
No, the ACC and the Sky Dome are different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just fucking crazy.
The Sky Dome is where the Blue Jays play. Right. I think almost exclusively.
I know that. Yeah.
The ACC is Raptors and the Maple Leafs.
Oh,
they don't all play in the same.
Right. No, that makes sense
stadium.
Now. I'm sure Brad is at home listening to this podcast.
Just like whacking a newspaper against his head. Just like,
yeah.
It's not the same.
So anyway, I went to go see AC/DC at the ACC. And their new album had just come out. So they had this like train like crash onto the stage, and the band like fell out, and like they started playing. The lead guitarist.
It's called the ACC is now the Scotiabank Arena.
Okay. So,
and then the Sky Dome is now the Rogers Center.
We got to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So the lead guitarist, whose name I forget, it's not Angus. Angus Young is the singer, I believe.
Nope. Angus Young is the guitarist. He dresses up in the schoolboy's uniform.
Okay, sure. Lead singer is B something. Brian something?
I think Brian Johnson was the original one who died.
Anyway, Angus Young starts a guitar solo where I swear to God it lasted for 15 minutes.
Good Lord.
And by the end of it, his shirt was off. And it's like, at what point did you how the fuck?
You were legit hypnotized and you didn't see him take his shirt off?
No, it's just like, because he was like flopping around on the ground. At one point, like the platform like raised up.
It was probably like a tearaway shirt.
Yeah.
He probably has.
He just like wiggled out of it. But it's like, what I don't get is like, okay, if you're playing the guitar, both your hands are busy. Even if you had a sleeveless shirt, at some point you have to like. You would have to take your hands
remove your
off
hand
the
from
guitar.
the guitar.
But he never stopped playing the guitar.
That's why I say it was a tearaway shirt, because like the whole thing could have just like slid off of it.
I don't know, man. It was magical. It was a magical evening.
Yeah.
That was a great concert.
Yeah.
AC/DC.
I've heard they put on a really good show.
I don't know if I'd go see him again, just because like I don't know what the fuck AC/DC has been up to lately. Like, I don't know.
Probably releasing new albums still. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, as long as they're not dead, they're gonna still. What else are they gonna do for money?
As long as they're not dead.
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper's coming back to Toronto next year.
Yeah, he is.
With Little Yachty and his brother,
Taylor Bennett, yeah.
I mean, I'm all right.
I think I outgrew Chance the Rapper.
Oh, really?
If he's touring with Lil Yachty, and I haven't heard any of Taylor Bennett's music, but like...
He's all right.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram, but I haven't listened to any of his music. But, I don't know, man. I sometimes I'll, like, Instagram stalk the people who comment on like Chance the Rapper stuff and be like, this is the best album ever, blah blah, I love you, Chance, blah, blah, blah. Nobody say anything about Chano, blah blah blah. And I'll like look at their profiles and they're children.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because
they're like 17, 18-year-olds.
I feel the same way, where it's like when I first listened to acid rap in 10 Day, I was in like high school and like first university, when I was like, I don't know, maybe I identify with that a little bit more, you know, and which isn't to say like I listened to acid rap recently and I still fucking love the album. Like it's so great, and like Coloring Book is really great.
Love Coloring Book.
I mean, like we can even talk about this if you want. Like, I didn't necessarily like The Big Day. I thought it was kind of weak, to be honest with you.
I thought it was a good album. I haven't been in a rush to listen to it again, though. I have my songs that I like. I like Eternal.
Yeah.
I like Hot Shower, but like
it's a goofy fucking song.
It's not the banger for me that everybody is like
hopping at the grace.
Yeah. I did like Zanies and Fools though, if only because he references Brandi Cinderella, and I feel like we need to talk about Brandi Cinderella more, because if we talk about Brandi Cinderella enough, then they will put the soundtrack on Spotify. And I don't have to go to YouTube to listen to Impossible, and that's all I want. That's all I want. All I want is to listen to the sweetest sound off of Spotify, off of whatever some rando ripped it off of the fucking like DVD, VHS that they had. I just want to listen to an official recorded version. I know they did one. I have seen footage of Whitney Houston and Brandi in the studio together. There is a studio grade recording of the entire Brandi Cinderella soundtrack. I want it on Spotify. I want it right now. And I don't want to wait anymore. And all I ask is that we talk about Brandi Cinderella enough so that the movie machine gets hold of it and sells me a studio version of. You can't find it. I've already looked. I see you Googling. There is not one right now.
I am paying attention, but I'm also doing stuff.
I just want the soundtrack on Spotify. I don't want the Broadway version. I don't want it. I want the Brandi, Whitney Houston, George Costanza, goddamn Whoopi Goldberg, Bernadette Peters version of Brandi Cinderella.
Brandi Cinderella. Is Brandi with an I?
No, it's with a Y.
Brandi?
Yeah.
Brandi Cinderella?
Yeah.
I want to... That's weird that it wouldn't be on Spotify.
It's not. I've looked, and there's no... I can't even buy, like, a CD of it. Like,
really?
It just doesn't exist. It exists in the movie itself.
How weird is this, though?
What? Well, how come you can't... It's all grayed out. Like, how come you can't...
It must be,
Someone must have ripped it off YouTube and uploaded it to Spotify. Because you can... Because Spotify catalogs your audio files. Like, if I go to Spotify on desktop, like, I can listen to stuff that I have from, like, iTunes.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe they ripped it from YouTube and uploaded it, and then it got, like, copyright.
It also might just be,
stopped.
Or it might be available in a different country, which is something else that, because the thing, okay, this is kind of an interesting topic.
I'm so sick of getting fucked by Canada.
I was just about to say, living in Canada has meant that we miss out on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Like, FX as a service is, like, almost impossible to find.
You have to have cable.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a streaming service. It's one of the few networks that haven't announced a streaming service yet.
Kind of respect that for it.
I know, but at the same time, give it to me.
You're right.
I want to
watch it.
FX and Fuse are both like that. And like my favorite podcast is getting turned into a talk show, and it's only on Fuse. And like,
what is Fuse?
Fuse is a network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just a channel.
It's a TV network.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to watch The Read, and eventually they're going to stop doing the podcast because they have the TV show.
Is that what they said? They're going to...
No, they haven't said that, but like it's going to happen because why would you do a podcast when you're already doing a TV show that's paying you more when it's the exact same? They're just taking the format from their podcast and putting it on TV. So and then probably adding like, I don't know, like they're going to have money to actually put clips up of what they talk about. Because as of right now, if they're referencing like a video or a song, they play it off of their literal phones. And you like hear it softly in the background. But like now they're going to have like money to pay for the rights to just play the fucking song.
Right.
But I'm not going to be able to watch it because Fuse, and I live in Canada, and I'm not paying for cable.
No, fuck that.
No.
We were hanging out with
I would rather just buy every single streaming service that comes my way, and all of it added up together probably costs as much as a cable subscription.
We were talking about that exact thing with my brother and his friend a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Where he did the math where it's like if you pay for like Disney Plus and like Apple TV Plus and like Netflix and Crave and Crunchyroll.
Hey you, goddamn motherfucking.
It might be like $80, $90, $100, but that's still ultimately less than what you're paying for cable.
Yeah.
And you get to pick exactly what you want to watch, and there's no commercials.
Yeah.
So I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
You should be scared if streaming services start bundling. That's what I think we should be scared.
Yes.
Like if all of a sudden like Netflix is like, buy our Netflix Crave Hulu bundle. It's $25 a month and you get all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, then it's like, all right, now we're slowly getting back to cable.
But I think that as long as it's always on demand with no commercials, if they start introducing commercials, I'm going back to
100%.
I'm going back to cable.
If they start introducing commercials on Netflix, I'm going back to piracy. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't pay money for advertisements.
I'm going back to Project Free TV.
Yeah, bring back LimeWire.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that shit.
Seriously.
Like, no, because, okay, something actually, I have a lot of gripes with Netflix. One of my biggest gripes is that Netflix can't let me sit and watch the credits for 5 fucking seconds. Yeah. It's like, listen, I just watched a movie. I want to sit and watch the credits like I do when I watch a movie. Yeah. And yes, I understand how I can just like grab a remote and turn off the preview and watch the credits. But I don't want to have to do that. I don't, like, if a movie ends, don't show me your trailer for your shitty fucking shows that you make thousands of shows every goddamn minute and like 3 of them are good. It's just like, God damn it, piss me off. Mm-hmm. Everybody and their mother has a Netflix movie or a special or something now. Yeah. Like, have you noticed that? How it's like...
But for what it's worth, like, it is the way that it is because I've heard that Netflix gives creatives so much leeway. Like, I've heard that making stuff for Netflix is a dream.
Of course.
Producers don't come sniffing around your set all the time, telling you to change things, and, like, they don't make you sign contracts that wind up fucking you in the end. Right. You know, your movie gets to be your movie or your show, and you have way more freedom. Yeah. So I understand why everybody and their mother who can get a Netflix deal does a Netflix deal, because creatively they let you do what you want.
And in my opinion, however, I think that's really great from an artistic standpoint. It does saturate your programming with a bunch of garbage. Yeah. You ever like sift through Netflix and seen like the knockoff shit that just ends up on there? Yeah. So what is this, the W channel? Yeah. Like the fuck? Yeah. I mean, this is terrible.
Remember when we watched Diva Brides?
Of course.
That was a great night.
How could I forget?
That was a great night.
Diva Brides. That was actually a pretty funny show. Yeah. That show ended up being way less dramatic than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, man. That woman who bought 3 whole wedding dresses
and she was
to choose from.
Well, she was also getting married to a Marine she had met the month before.
Something like that, yeah.
And I was like, lady.
They'd been together for less than a year.
Like, I took one look at you and was like, you don't look like someone who makes good decisions. Yeah. And then I was like, but I shouldn't be so judgmental. And then you watch the episode and I was like, no, I'm right. You make bad decisions. You do make bad decisions. Yeah. Well, they built up that one girl, the British, like, big blonde lady.
Who wanted her dog in her wedding?
Well, they built her up to be this, like, crazy diva, monster, and she never blows up. Yeah. And it's like, well, what the fuck is this? Yeah. I came here to watch people have conniptions.
I will have my dog in my wedding for the whole episode. She's like, my fiance keeps fighting me, but I get my way. I always get my way. The dog will be in the wedding. Right. And then, like, with 5 minutes left in the episode, she's like, so he won, and... The dog can't even be at the wedding. Like, it was, like, in a kennel for, like, the entire day.
That makes sense, though. Yeah. I mean, it's an animal. And, like, you've probably learned with this past month where, like, if you're responsible for a pet, you have to be responsible for it. Yeah. Especially a dog.
Lots of people, though, incorporate their dogs into their wedding days.
I understand.
Like, it's not anything I would do. Mm-hmm. But especially dogs, people have dogs be like ring bearers.
Whatever, like, that's cool.
I think it's cute. But I don't know if I would do it, but I think it's fine.
My thing, though,
that's out of all the white things that I could see at a wedding. Like,
but my thing is I don't want to spend my wedding worrying about something. I don't want to spend my wedding being like, where's my dog?
Where's the dog?
Like, no, the dog is at home.
Granted, like, a lot of people, this diva bride wanted a small, like, she had a small dog, but I see it with, like, labs. Yeah. And, like, golden retrievers.
You can just let them run around.
Big fucking dogs. Like, they're hard to lose, and they're better behaved than a small dog.
It's true.
Small dogs need a lot more attention and babying, whereas, like, big dogs are...
Like, you could leave it in a room with a bed.
Especially golden retrievers. Like, they just run around and, like, love everybody, and they don't mind noise, and, like, you know, like, they're
just
fine.
Happy
you don't have to worry about
little bundles of sunshine all the time.
And if you have them really well trained, they'll go and they'll sit on their bed in the corner of the dance hall and just sit there.
Or even if you put it in a room with a food, water, and a bed, it'll just chill in there.
Or if you have an outdoor wedding, like, people will play fetch with it all night long.
Definitely.
All night long.
All night long.
All night.
All night. All night long. All night. That song's about fucking.
Good.
I actually don't know that. It is. I don't know if it's about fucking.
I don't think it is. It's about it's about partying and having a good time.
All night long, though.
I don't think Lionel Richie was. All night long. That's a popular wedding song.
All night long?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I love that song.
Any of Lionel Richie's discography could be used at a wedding, in my opinion.
Hello?
Yeah, especially Hello.
Yeah.
Our first dance is going to be to Hello.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. But yeah, Diva Brides. It's like definitely Netflix like C-roll footage.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's great trash TV.
Oh, we watched another show that I was actually genuinely excited about, but ended up kind of being disappointed. Was that I don't remember the fucking name of it, but it's about those two people who work in Hollywood. One is like a celebrity outfit designer. Or a fitter.
Styling Hollywood.
Styling Hollywood. Okay, so let me explain fully why I thought this would be interesting. I watched the trailer. And
Let the white explain why he didn't like the show about two gay black men who are stylists and interior designers. I'm listening.
And we'll see you guys next week for the next time on the Chill Spot podcast. No, first of all, it has nothing to do with the fact that they are gay or black or anything.
Or interior designers or celebrity stylists.
Well, it does have to do with that. Because I thought it was going to be more about their jobs.
It is...
It was way less about their jobs than it was more about their lives.
See, I disagree.
Okay.
I think well, first of all, this is also a show about representation, right? And they talk about that in the show. They talk about how when people find out what they do for a living, they're and like who they are and who they're married to, they get gay black kids coming up to them saying like, I haven't seen anybody like you. I haven't seen a black gay man in a healthy marriage.
Well, I have no problems with that.
Like a happy marriage like this. It's always like super sexualized, or we're the tragic character, or
right.
like, you know, stuff like that. And like, so it's in part, yes, it is about their jobs. And I personally think that in the episode that we watched, we only watched the first episode, but I think in the episode that we watched, there was stuff about him trying to find a dress for Taraji Henson for an award show that she was going to, and it was not going well.
Right.
And he was like about to fire his goddamn assistant. And
yeah, what if that guy shows up in subsequent episodes?
Like that whole drama was his assistant who refused to sit on the chair that they gave him, which I thought was hilarious. So there was that.
Oh yeah, in the Talking Heads, you mean?
Yeah. And then the interior designer, Adair, was trying to help Gabrielle Union design her like Miami home or something like that, or like her California home. And then there was stuff about their relationship because they had just moved, and one person was being really, I think Adair was being very like proactive about unpacking, and the other character,
one wasn't,
who, I forget his name, I think it starts with a J,
right,
was not being very helpful with the move, and like that's their relationship aspect. I thought that I saw a lot about their jobs, and I think if we continue to watch the show, which I might,
and I probably will too,
because
it certainly was easy enough to watch.
I liked it enough.
Yeah.
I think if we continue to watch the show, we'll get more of that. And
it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
That's sort of, and like reality TV though, and I explained this to you when we were watching it. Reality TV, still the first episode of any reality TV show is about introducing you to the characters.
It's got a lot of ground to cover, yeah.
So there might be a lot more personal stuff in this episode, and another episode where we know them a little bit better will be more about their jobs.
And I sincerely hope so. I'm definitely not done with the show.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike the first episode so much that I'm like, fuck this show, fuck it all. And I think it's really, what you were saying about representation, especially like a healthy gay marriage, is really, really great.
Healthy gay black marriage.
A healthy gay black marriage is like, that is an amazing thing to have on TV, and I'm really glad that it's making people happy, and I'm really glad that it's inspiring folks to do what they want to do. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
It just, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, the first episode wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Now, that said, I'm not done with the show. I do think it's something I do like about it. We were talking about easy shows to watch earlier, that it is easy to watch.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to dote on every single detail. It's not fucking Game of Thrones. And it's something that leaves you feeling good at the end of it.
Yeah.
It was a bubbly show.
Yeah.
And that has its merits.
Yeah.
All I meant when I brought it up,
like a bunch of black celebrities who I love on the show, and I love seeing them.
Who was the one they went to that store together?
The furniture store?
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union.
Thank you. She was awesome.
She's great. I love Gabrielle Union.
I don't know much about her, but she's got an awesome sense of humor.
Yeah. No, Gabrielle Union is so fun. And like she and her husband Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne the Wayne Johnson.
Dwayne Wade sounds like I have like a lisp and I'm saying his name
Dwayne
wrong.
Wade, it's a basketball player, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to make sure that that's right.
Final Google of the episode.
Well, they'll take my black card away if I find it. Yeah, it's Dwayne Wade.
Cool.
They get a lot of really positive press because Dwayne Wade has kids from another marriage, and one of those kids is like an 11-year-old gay boy named Zion, and they're very supportive of him. And this past Pride, they took him to a Pride parade, and the entire family went. Brothers, sisters, half sister, like the new baby that they just had together, like they all went as a family to Pride. And the Black community and all of its homophobicness was like, why are you encouraging that? He's just a boy, he's so young, he doesn't know what he wants. Like, how can he know that he's gay? Why would you blah, 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 blah. And there's all this discourse. And they both said, I literally don't care.
Right.
You can talk your talk all damn day long. I'm supporting my son and my stepson.
Who gives a shit about clowns on Twitter, man? Like,
yeah.
Fuck off. Leave me alone.
No, like, it needs to be said because homophobia is a really, really, really big problem in the Black community.
Right.
And for somebody as high, and you're like, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union in Black Hollywood are a power couple in a sense.
Cool.
So for a couple like them to come out and say, like, we support our gay son no matter what, and
that's big.
He's a part of our family, and
big ups.
You know, like, his gayness is something that we love about him. It's not everything to do about him. It's just he's gay and he's our son and we love him, and he also likes other things too, and we support him in all of those endeavors.
Of course,
so like,
of course.
For them to say that was really, really huge, and they've been in the media a lot because of it. So like, I really love Gabrielle Union.
Well, shout out to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
You guys could probably use a shout out from Chill Spot, you know?
Yeah. You're welcome.
Well, anyway, Sam.
You're only an NBA champion and an acting icon. So.
What's today's lessons for today?
Today's lessons are that
you should watch Glow.
You should watch
and
Glow.
Bojack Horseman.
And Bojack Horseman. Glow is a really good, like, little, like, I don't want to say palate cleanser because it's not a cleanser. It's a show in its own. But Glow and Bojack Horseman are great. You should watch them.
God, what did we talk about?
What have we just been talking about? I remember the duo joke that we made at the very beginning.
Don't shoulder out your triplet if you have one.
Yeah.
Don't pretend you have a better relationship with your other brother.
Yeah. Don't pick favorites.
What's something good that people can do?
That's a good one. Don't pick favorites.
Watch Glow
and Bojack.
And then also, you know what? Go home tonight, or wherever you're doing, whenever you listen to this, and make yourself your favorite meal. That's what I want you to do today.
You and I both cooked a lot while our parents were away.
And it was awesome.
And it felt really, really good.
If your favorite meal is boiled chicken, you fire up the stove and you boil that chicken. If your favorite meal is a greasy fucking pasta, you do that. I want you to eat good tonight, folks. Are you okay?
I don't know that I support boiled chicken.
I just meant, like, if your favorite food is Lay's potato chips,
buttered noodles.
Hey man, don't talk shit about American ramen.
Why do you keep defending white people?
Oh man,
on this podcast.
You ever
Anyways,
one last question I have for Sam before we end. You ever had, like, pasta with butter and Parmesan cheese?
Yeah, it sounds disgusting.
It's tasty. It's basically just, it's all it is just buttered noodles. You've never had it?
I have.
When you were like 10?
Yeah, right before I put sauce on it.
Well, yeah, sure. You butter your noodles before you put sauce on it?
No, I'm just saying I've had... What I'm saying is, I have had plain pasta before. Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah. It's fine for kids, because they're kids. And you'll see us next week, next Tuesday.
No, you won't.
Sam won't be here. It'll be a solo podcast. I'll be rambling by myself.
Yeah.
Next week, next Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Bye, everybody.
Woo!